What if I told you at 6 a.m. the first bidders arrive at an Amish auction? By 6 p.m., over $500,000 will change hands. No digital payments, no wire transfers. Here is how the money moves through a single day. Morning setup. The auction grounds open before dawn. Volunteers from the local fire company or Amish school arrive at 5 in the morning to set up registration tables. They arrange folding tables near the entrance where bidders will register and receive numbered paddles. Cash boxes are prepared with starting change. Receipt books are stacked and ready. Auctioneers test their microphones. The quilt barn is unlocked, and hundreds of handmade quilts are hung on display racks where bidders can inspect them before the auction begins. Food vendors fire up grills and ovens. The smell of coffee and frying bacon drifts across the muddy field. First sales. By 6:30, the first transactions happen at the food tent. Breakfast service begins 2 hours before the main auction starts. Amish women serve pancakes, sausage, eggs, and coffee to early arrivals who want to inspect items before bidding begins. A pancake breakfast costs $5, coffee is $1. The food operation alone will generate several $1,000s by the end of the day. Meanwhile, bidders walk through rows of farm equipment, inspect furniture lots, and examine tools laid out on tables. Some items have minimum bids posted. Others will start at whatever the auctioneer can get. By 7:30, over 300 bidders have registered and received numbered paddles. The parking field fills with buggies and pickup trucks parked side by side. Quilt auction. At 8 o'clock sharp, the quilt auction begins inside the fire hall. This is the most anticipated event of the day. 400 quilts hang on racks around the room. Each quilt has a number tag. Bidders sit on benches or stand along the walls. The auctioneer starts with smaller items to warm up the crowd. Wall hangings and pillows sell for $20 to $50 each. Then the full-sized quilts begin. A simple pattern quilt in solid colors might start at $100 and sell for $200. An intricate double wedding ring pattern with hand quilting could start at $500 and climb to $1,500 or more. Bidding is fast. The auctioneer calls numbers rapidly. Paddles flash up around the room. Within 2 hours, all 400 quilts are sold. The quilt auction alone generates between $80,000 and $120,000 depending on the quality and size of the quilts. Simultaneous auctions. While quilts sell inside, multiple auctions run simultaneously outside. One auctioneer works the farm equipment section. Another handles furniture and household goods. A third manages the livestock area where horses, cattle, and chickens are sold. This simultaneous auction system is critical to moving large volumes of merchandise in a single day. Each auctioneer has a team of helpers called ringmen who spot bids in the crowd and help move items. The farm equipment auction is where some of the largest individual sales happen. A team of draft horses can sell for $8,000 to $12,000. A restored Amish buggy might bring $4,000. Horse-drawn plows, harrows, and cultivators sell for hundreds to thousands depending on condition. Buyers are a mix of Amish farmers restocking their operations and English collectors looking for antiques. The auctioneers work without breaks, moving from one item to the next as fast as helpers can bring them forward. Speed matters. There are hundreds of lots to sell before sunset. Peak volume hours. Between 10 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon, the auction hits peak volume. This is when the most money changes hands in the shortest time. All 3 auction rings are running at full speed. The quilt auction has finished, and that auctioneer has moved outside to handle tools and smaller items. Hundreds of bidders crowd around each auction ring. The noise is constant. Auctioneers calling bids, ringmen shouting confirmations, buyers discussing strategy, children running between the crowds. The farm equipment section sees its biggest sales during this window. A full set of horse-drawn haying equipment sells for $6,000. A grain drill goes for $3,500. A manure spreader brings $2,000. Individual hand tools sell for $5 to $50, depending on quality and rarity. Antique items command premium prices. A century-old wooden wagon wheel sells for $150 to a collector. The furniture auction moves dining sets, bedroom furniture, and custom-built cabinets. A handmade oak dining table with 8 chairs sells for $1,800. The pace is relentless. Every few minutes, another lot closes and the next one begins. Money accumulates rapidly. Payment methods. Payment happens immediately after each purchase. When a bidder wins an item, they take their paddle number to the settlement table. Clerks match the paddle number to the registered bidder and write up a receipt. The bidder pays cash or check on the spot. No credit cards are accepted, no payment plans, no holds. Pay now or lose the item. Most Amish bidders pay in cash. They arrive with envelopes containing hundreds or thousands of dollars saved specifically for auction day. English bidders typically use checks. The settlement table operates like an assembly line. One person verifies paddle numbers, another writes receipts, a third handles cash and checks. Money is sorted into locked boxes throughout the day. Large bills go in one box, small bills in another. Checks are kept separate and logged immediately. By mid-afternoon, the settlement table has processed over 1,000 transactions. The cash boxes contain tens of thousands of dollars. Armed volunteers periodically transport full cash boxes to a secure location off-site where the money is counted and deposited. This prevents theft and reduces the risk of carrying huge amounts of cash at the auction grounds. The system is simple but effective. It has been refined over decades of running these auctions. Buyer's premium. Most Amish auctions charge a buyer's premium. This is an additional percentage added to the final bid price. The premium typically ranges from 10 to 15% depending on the auction. If a quilt sells for $1,000 and the buyer's premium is 10%, the actual price the buyer pays is $1,100. The extra $100 goes directly to the organization running the auction, whether it is a fire company, school, or other cause. The buyer's premium significantly boosts total revenue. On a day when items sell for $400,000 at the hammer, a 10% premium adds another $40,000 to the final total. This can push total revenue past $500,000. Buyers understand the premium is part of the deal. It is clearly posted at registration and announced periodically throughout the day. Some buyers factor the premium into their maximum bid. If they are willing to pay $1,000 total for an item, they bid $900 and let the premium bring it to their limit. Others bid what the item is worth to them and accept the premium as the cost of supporting the cause. The premium is not negotiable. It applies to every purchase, regardless of size. A $5 item incurs a 50-cent premium. A $10,000 horse incurs a $1,000 premium. It all adds up. Food sales. Food sales run continuously from 6 in the morning until the auction closes at 6 in the evening. The food operation is a major revenue stream separate from the auction itself. Amish women staff the food tent, cooking and serving thousands of meals throughout the day. Breakfast includes pancakes, sausage, eggs, and coffee. Lunch features hot dogs, hamburgers, barbecued chicken, and sandwiches. Homemade pies are available all day. Choufle pie, apple pie, cherry pie, pumpkin pie. Each slice costs $3. Whole pies sell for $15. Coffee is $1 per cup, but most people buy several throughout the day. Soft drinks are sold from coolers. Bottles of water are essential on hot auction days. The food tent operates on volume. Prices are kept low to encourage sales. A full lunch might cost $8. But when 3,000 people attend the auction, and most buy at least one meal, the revenue adds up quickly. By the end of the day, food sales can reach $15,000 to $20,000. The profit margin is high because ingredients are often donated or purchased wholesale. Amish families contribute homemade baked goods at no cost to the auction. The food not only generates revenue but keeps bidders on the grounds all day. People who might leave after a few hours stay longer because they can eat lunch without driving to town. More time on site means more bidding and higher total sales. Final tallies. As the auction winds down in late afternoon, the settlement table begins preliminary tallies. Clerks review receipt books and count transactions. They separate paid receipts from unpaid items that buyers need to settle before leaving. Buyers who won multiple lots throughout the day return to pay their final bills. Some owe hundreds or thousands of dollars for various purchases. The cash boxes are collected and brought to a back room where volunteers begin the official count. This is meticulous work. Every bill is counted twice. Checks are logged and totaled. Receipt totals are compared to cash and check totals to ensure everything balances. Discrepancies are investigated immediately. A missing $100 bill or an unrecorded check must be found and accounted for. The counting takes hours. While the money is tallied, unsold items are collected and recorded. Some auctions guarantee that everything sells. Others reserve the right to hold items for future sales if bidding does not reach acceptable levels. By 8 in the evening, the final totals are complete. The head auctioneer and auction committee review the numbers. Total auction sales, buyer's premium collected, food sales, miscellaneous revenue from parking fees or vendor booth rentals. The grand total is announced to the remaining volunteers. On a successful day, the number exceeds $500,000. Applause and relief follow. Months of planning have paid off. The money will fund fire equipment, school operations, or medical bills, depending on the auction's purpose. Distribution. Where the money goes depends on who organized the auction. Fire company auctions use proceeds to purchase trucks, equipment, and supplies that protect the community. A single auction can fund a new fire truck that costs $200,000 or more. The remaining money goes into the fire company's operating budget for training, maintenance, and emergency response costs. School auctions fund Amish private schools that receive no government support. The money pays for teacher salaries, building maintenance, textbooks, and supplies. A large school might need $50,000 per year to operate. A successful auction can fund 2 or 3 years of operations. Estate auctions distribute money to the deceased person's heirs or help fund a retiring farmer's move to a smaller property. The executor of the estate receives the proceeds minus the auctioneer's commission and expenses. Medical benefit auctions support families facing catastrophic medical bills. Amish families do not carry health insurance. When someone has cancer treatment or a serious accident, medical costs can reach hundreds of thousands of dollars. The community holds an auction to raise money to help pay the bills. Every dollar collected goes directly to the affected family after auction expenses are deducted. Within days of the auction, checks are written and funds are distributed. There is no lengthy waiting period, no bureaucratic approval process. The money raised on Saturday is in the hands of the recipients by the following week. This speed and efficiency is possible because the entire operation runs on trust, community, accountability, and decades of established procedures. $500,000 moved through an Amish auction in 12 hours. No online bidding platforms, no credit card processing fees, no digital payment systems. Just cash, checks, auctioneers, and a crowd of bidders willing to support a worthy cause while finding deals on goods they need. The system works because it is built on community trust and shared values. Bidders know their money goes to fire protection, schools, or families in medical crisis. They are not just buying quilts and farm equipment. They are investing in the infrastructure that keeps their community functioning. The sellers know their donated or consigned items will fetch fair market value because the auction attracts serious buyers who understand the worth of handmade goods and quality tools. The auctioneers work for modest fees or volunteer their time because they are part of the same community that benefits from the sale. The efficiency is remarkable. A team of volunteers with no formal business training processes, thousands of transactions, handles hundreds of thousands of dollars in cash, and reconciles everything to the penny by the end of the day. Commercial auction houses with computers and staff accountants could not do it faster or more accurately. The Amish auction model has been refined over 60 years. It started with small fire company sales in the 1960s and has grown into a sophisticated system that generates millions of dollars annually across dozens of communities. The scale has increased, but the principles remain unchanged. Gather the community, sell goods that people need, collect the money honestly, distribute it quickly to worthy causes,